Alright, so we have our health Tech Rex, and we have our melee Tech Rex, and we've been breeding them for a little while. And so I've got 10 eggs that we have gotten from them in our incubator. Now the incubator, again, is unlockable at level 89, I believe. And basically what we want to do is we know that the melee is 490%, or 519 now after the mutagen. And we know that the health is 16,060, okay? So now what we got to do is attribute how many points are in, how many points is that, or how many levels, right? So we look at this, and we just by looking at this, we can tell that 68 is going to be our high in health, and 67 is going to be our high in melee. Okay, so then what we want to do is we want to find a male and a female that have the 68 points in health and the 67 points in melee. Okay, out of these eggs. So there we have one male. Alright, so I'm getting rid of these eggs as we go. We have another male right there. This one is bad, so number 3 we're going to crack. Number 4 is bad, so we're going to crack that one. And this just immediately gets rid of the eggs we don't need. Okay? There's another male with 68, 67. Number 6 is a female, but not with the stats, so we get rid of slot 6. Slot 7 is a male with the 2 stats that we want. Slot 8 is a female with the 2 stats that we want. Slot 9 is a female with the 2 stats that we want. And slot 10 is a male with the 2 stats that we want. So out of the 10 eggs, we got 2, 3, 7 of them that combined the 2 stats, okay? So now, if you get extremely lucky and you find a male and a female with the 2 stats that you want that are the same level, if you are lucky enough to do that, then you want to use the 2 that are the same level. We got that lucky, okay? We got a 415 right here, and we got a 415 right here, right there. So slot 1 and slot 9 are both the same level. Alright, I'm going to tell you why that matters. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to crack these eggs. Unfortunately, the babies are going to get picked up. So number 1, we're going to hatch that egg. Okay. And number 9, we're going to hatch that egg. Alright. And now they got picked up by one of these soul terminals. So we're going to go ahead and find them. So there they are right there. Okay. So now, we just want to make sure that these 2 babies have the same stats, the same points in every single stat, okay? So we just want to make sure they have the same exact stats before we go forward, okay? So we're going to go ahead and toss both of them out. They're both the same level, which is great. But we want to make sure they are identical stat-wise, okay? And the way you do that is you just check their stats. Now so 16,060, 2940. Both are the same. 900, 21,600. 900, 21,600. 1110, 519. 900, Everything's the same. So that's great. So we know those are the same. So we're going to go ahead and put them up for a second. All right, I need to turn... okay, so I do have a nanny here that I have to be careful of. Okay. So, if you do not get two of the same level with all the stats identical like we did here, if you don't get that, then you're going to have to take any two, as long as it's a male and a female. Okay, like you could take this one and this one, and they have the 68 and 67. As long as they have the health and the melee that you're looking for, what you would do is you would grow these two up, and then you would mate them together until you got a male and a female of the same level. Okay? Because the next step is to grow up our two babies, and I will fast forward until they are completely grown. Alright everyone, so now we have both of our babies are grown up. They're both level 415. We got extremely lucky in finding two, a male and a female, straight away with the same levels. And so now I have named the male Perfect M1, and I have named the female Perfect F2. And as you can see, I have them mating right now. So what we want to do now is we simply want to mate these two together until we have, at least personally, the way I do it, is until I have 2 perfect males and 10 perfect females, okay? So I want to have 2 males that are exactly the same and 10 females that are exactly the same as each other, all level 415, all with the same levels and the same stats, identical creatures. Colors don't matter at this point. If the colors are different, that's completely okay. But what we're looking for me personally, I want to have 1 male breeder, then I want to have 1 backup male, and then I want to have 10 females that I'm going to be breeding with all along. So she just dropped an egg, so we're going to grab that egg, and we'll bring it to the incubator, and you will see that it will be level 415. Now, if it has a mutation, it will be higher than that, but it will be level 415. It cannot be lower than that. So we put that in there, and it's a male 415. So this is going to be our second perfect male. So this one will be perfect M2 when it is born, and I will be right back once we have 10 females and 2 males. One thing I do have to add, if this takes some time, because sometimes you'll get nothing but males, if this takes some time, as you are getting female eggs, so the next one we get will be perfect F2. We're gonna grow that up, right? We'll grow it up, and if we don't have our 10 females by then, we can add perfect F2 to this and mate that one also with perfect M1, and that quickens this, quickens it a little bit, okay? But I will be grabbing eggs from these two until I have 10 females and 2 males. And I'll fast forward through that process right now. Alright, so we are back. And check it out. We have eggs. And I'm going to collect all these eggs and then show you what we've got going on in here. A couple of things. So, we have our perfect lineup. Okay, so the way this works now is I put 10 females, all identical, and 1 male that is also identical. So here is my male, perfect M2, perfect male 2. And then I have perfect females 1 through 10 around him. Okay? And so all of these 11 dinos, and then I have a backup male as well, so I actually have 12 total, are all completely identical and completely without mutations. That's really, really important. They have to all be without mutations. Okay? Now, most people will also not have any imprint on them either. Okay? So that's also, that's your prerogative, because imprint can add, will add stats. Okay? But for me, it doesn't matter, because I'm on PC and I can see the stats with super awesome spyglass, right? So I can see the stats with awesome spyglass. Essentially, I can see what has changed between imprint and non-imprint, right? So if I'm on PC, I will also hitch them to a hitching post. That way they will breed even when I'm not around. And that's what you do. So you just want to keep getting your keep mating your first perfect male and your first perfect female until you get as many females as you want to breed. If you want to breed 20, you can. If you want to have 3 different males with 10 females on each of those males, you can. If you do that, it will go faster. For me, I just do 1 male, 10 females. It's easy for me to keep track of, and it also makes it easier for me to just add the 10 eggs to an incubator, because that's how many slots the incubator takes, is 10. So yeah, that's the next step, and I will catch you very soon with this step after this one, which is where this really starts getting tedious. So I'll see you in the next one.